Hey, 8th grade. Welcome to class. It's Tuesday. Well, actually, I'm doing this on Monday, but for your purposes, it's Tuesday, April 14th, and it's our first day of working through the NPWar. Excuse me. I do need to lay some groundwork for this unit because this unit is, of necessity, being taught differently than I've ever taught it before. Still not real happy about how this is going to come across, but this is the only way we can do it. The NPWar is an important feature in Northwest history for many different reasons. Number one, it was the last major Indian war in the United States, and it happened in our backyard, literally, just to our neighbors to the south. Now, which makes it really important to us. You know, we realize that here at Logos School, many of our families have been here a while. Some of you are new, but some families have been here, some of them for 2 and 3 generations, and you have every intention of staying. So the aftermath and living in this area that is of particular importance to the NPWar makes it a very important unit of study because you are the residents now. Some of you are going to be called to live here. You're going to be residents, you're going to be taxpayers, and you're going to be neighbors to a people group, the NPWars, who were involved in this war. It's important that you understand a few basics about the war, about what happened, particularly from Christian perspective, particularly from a better perspective than was portrayed in the press at the time. And to do that, I've always taught this as a very geographical unit. I have a book that offers this series of maps that outlines the entirety of the NPWar from one place to the other. And you can see quite easily some of the decisions that were made on both sides, the Army as well as the NPWars, based on the geography of the area. And the war makes much more sense when you do it that way. Unfortunately, all of my attempts to transcribe those maps or to find them online or anything else and to put them into a PowerPoint that I can use or put them into a way that I can use they've just failed miserably. Yep, that's just the bottom line. They failed miserably. And so I've had to spend a lot of time this last week trying to go back and redo this in a method that I can actually get this basic information to you, even though it's not the best way that I want to do it. It's how it's going to be this year. Guess what? We're just all going to live with it and make it work. So, and if we ever do get back together, I will probably take a day and review the NPWar so that you can actually see the trail and why certain events make sense. Now, in the course of this unit, we're going to have a PowerPoint, and I've chosen to use my notes, my test review notes organizer for the PowerPoint. So it's very topical. It goes through the preparations for war, the people involved in the war, the pivots, and the providences, and the postludes. This is 5 Ps. How clever on the organization was that? I tell you. So, I teach it by a timeline of what happened first, which led to this, which led to that. So there will be a certain amount of hopping in and out of this organizer. And there are going to be times you can say, I don't know what she said. I don't know where to put it in the notes organizer. Sidebar. And I will try to make those very clear to you, what are sidebars. And I will also try to make very clear to you what happens where and when, according to the map. So when you listen to the lessons on video, you may very well wish to have your map near you so that you can see it. because this is going to start in the Wallowas. It's going to go to Lapway. It's going to go to Whitebird, then to Clearwater, then up to Wee Prairie, and all these different places. And you want to be able to follow the trail as best you can. Yeah, that's true. So we do want to keep this in mind. I know that in 9th grade European history, you're going to be studying a great number of military events. You're going to study the 100 Years' War, the War of the Roses, the English Civil War, the French Revolution, just to name a few. And I do mean a few. And the first year, got this hair, it's in my way. Okay, the first year I taught European history, my girls finally just had it with me at about the 4th quarter and said, do we have to study another war? And I said, yes. And they said, why? And I finally got tired of just saying, well, it's a part of the curriculum. It's important for you to understand. I looked at them like the young men and women they were becoming, and I said, this is why we study war as Christians. Because, gentlemen, you're going to grow to maturity and manhood, and you are going to fight wars. And women, you are going to send them. And so we all better jolly well understand what we're doing. And we need to understand it rightly from Scripture. We need to understand it in the light of just war theory. We need to understand these wars in light of what is just cause for a war and what is just action in a war. We need to be able to look at who's doing what on either side and saying, yes, it honors God. No, it doesn't honor God. It doesn't matter who's wearing the white hat or the black hat. They can be wearing the white hat and act out as a black hat. You can be good guys and do all the wrong things. And you're going to be learning those lessons in European history as well as in American history. So for the next 2 years, the wars you study, you need to study in this light. And so I really like working through that with you in the Nez Perce War unit, helping you to begin to understand what is right conduct, what is the wrong conduct, how do we tell as Christians, and how do we respond to that. So that's why we teach this unit. And it's why I teach this unit the way I do. I'm trying to prepare you for the steps and the thinking that comes next. I think I told you this in the video earlier, but the first time I taught this in 2nd grade, I had a little boy tell me, oh, I know all about the Nez Perce War. It's when the Army came in and wiped out all the evil Indians. Not so. Too many John Wayne movies in his past. And I understand, when you are in 2nd grade, you need to know the good guys and you need to know the bad guys. And it's very easy to label people as good guys or bad guys without knowing the whole story. I want to avoid that in these lessons. There are honorable men on both sides of this argument. There are dishonorable men on both sides of this argument. And you need to learn to evaluate these military actions by who is honorable and who is not. And you are becoming of an age where you need to be able to think these things through, and you need to do them. And you need to think these thoughts. And you need to think deeper than what CNN feeds you or Facebook feeds you. You need to be able to get to root causes, look for root issues, think logically about these events, and ask yourselves hard questions and ask people hard questions about them. So, with that being said, we're going to push on to the first section, which is preparations. Now, I went ahead and did this video first on YouTube because it doesn't involve the PowerPoint and I won't need to use Loom. And it seems to be uploading pretty well today. So this is the conclusion of why we study Nez Perce War, the way we study Nez Perce War. Next, you need to go on to preparations. Have your map ready to go. Have it labeled. Have your notes organizer ready to go, and I'll see you on the next video. It'll be a PowerPoint Loom video. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.